You've probably heard about eXp Realty. Well, I'm going to talk to you about 5 things traditional real estate brokerage just cannot compete with. And these 5 things are 5 things that are uniquely different. I'm not going to just say the traditional things that you see online that most people are talking about. When I talk about financials, I'm going to bundle all those together. And I think a couple of these are things that no one's ever talked about. And I had to really think hard about this because eXp is evolved rapidly. When I started in 2020, there was 20,000 agents here, and now there's like almost 90,000 agents. So my name is Jesse Dow. I am one of eXp's top influencer agents, and I've closed over 800 transactions here at eXp Realty. So I think I have a pretty good grasp on like what's going on and how the platform can actually help accelerate your business, whether you're a single agent, a team agent, or a brokerage owner. So let's talk about these 5 things, because chances are you're doing research and you're just seeing if eXp is a good fit. And that's why I love to book these Zoom calls, so that way we can sit down. It's not a one-call close. I'm not a hardcore closer. It's all about discovery and figuring out whether or not eXp and our organization is a good fit. And I also love to help agents find a great co-sponsor at eXp, which has been an absolute game changer for the industry. So the number one thing I want to talk about is eXp being a cloud-based model, because cloud-based, even like when I got into eXp, was like this bad word. It's almost like the other brokerages, because it was different, used it as a point of difference, as if it was a negative. I am here to tell you the cloud-based model is actually a massive leverage point. Number one, we are fully virtual. What do I mean by that? We have eXp World, where you can go in, you can speak to your broker, you can talk to your transaction management team, you can talk to the tech support, you can get contract support questions answered, everything underneath the sun, all of your training, all of your tools, all of your technology, it's all baked in. And you know what? I've heard lots of agents say, well, I just need an office to go and speak with someone. Well, the reality is, how many times a year do you actually go to your office? I still remember when I was at my physical brick and mortar office and I would try to go meet with the broker, I had to have an appointment. It was never easy. Here, you can go right into the virtual world, pick up the phone, send an email. I just went and met with my broker a couple days ago in person. So yes, all of that stuff still exists. We just don't have a physical location that has an eXp logo on it, which your market might have a team that's running out of an office. But we also get access to Regis, and it's honestly, I have always worked from my house. So to me, it was actually a huge benefit. But the reason that it's actually exciting is because it allows eXp to pour back into the agents. And I'm gonna talk about that here in number 2. But before I move into number 2, I just wanted to say that we have a 1-800 number that we can call 24/7. No other brokerage in the world has this. 24/7, and it has over 90,000 calls a month with over a 97% completion rate of success of helping them with whatever their problem is. So if it's 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, because remember, we are a global company, so we need global support, which leads me into number 2 is the financials. And the reason I want to take it to number 2 is because eXp being a cloud brokerage removes all the overhead of brick and mortar. This allows us to do things like revenue share. I talked to multiple agents. Only 14% of agents actually participate in revenue share. And if you go down in the description, there's a disclaimer for how much revenue share was paid out at eXp. And in 2024, it paid out over $220 million in stock and revenue share. And I believe the revenue share was right around $200 million. That's cash to the agents in your bank account. We get paid every single month revenue share, but it's not for everybody. So I hear a lot of agents saying like, I'm going to go to eXp, but I'm not recruiting. It's like, fantastic. We are not a recruiting company. However, every team, every brokerage does do some form of recruiting. It's the only way you could actually grow a business, and you actually recruit people too. It's called buyers and sellers. Some agents like to do it because they don't want to rely 100% on commissions. And guess what? You might not like it today, but I can almost guarantee you every single agent that's ever earned revenue share absolutely loves it, because it's the best money you'll ever make. It's almost 100% profit unless you're investing it back into your business in the form of income. But the part that I think a lot of agents actually like more, because you get this regardless, is stock equity. You get stock in the company when you close your first transaction, when you cap. If you cap and then do an additional $5,000 in transactions, guess what? You become an icon agent. You get your cap back in stock, $16,000. Also, if you do attract an agent, not only do you get revenue share in cash, when that agent sells their first home, you get some stock as being their sponsor, and you can purchase stock with each of your commissions. You can dedicate a certain portion to get stock at a discount. And then when you own stock in the company, guess what? You also are an equity owner. The good news is Glenn Sanford, our CEO, is still a majority share owner in eXp stock. That means he gets to make the best decisions for the agents. We're not just here appeasing shareholders, so therefore we're always doing what's right for the agents. We are not beholden to Wall Street and all of the other investors that are telling us what to do. The last piece of the financial bucket number 2, is the caps. The caps are very attractive to agents. Whether you're a solo agent, it's a 80-20 split, $16,000 cap. There's no franchise fees, there's no desk fees, there's no hidden fees, and I've done a lot of videos on the caps. So if you want to watch another video, just click on my capping and fee video that I just recently did. You can watch that, get all the information. I go over the solo and the team model. With teams, you have 2 options, or actually you have 3. You can operate as a self-organized team. It's just a collective of a bunch of solo agents that want to share deals back and forth. Maybe you get a referral fee. You guys can be called a self-organized team and operate as like the Navy SEALs of your solo group, right? Maybe there's 5 of you that all want to work together, but you guys don't want to have any specific split requirements to each other. That is a great alternative. The other option is you have a traditional team, you have agents on your team, and each of the agents are on a half cap, so they're on a $8,000. You as the team lead, you're a $16,000 full cap. You still get all the icon benefits. Your team agents can still earn revenue share in the company. They can still earn stock equity in the company. However, they're taking the benefit of a half cap. And then there's what they call an icon team, mega icon team. That is when you hit a specific production level. It's 150 transactions or 70 million in production, and you have to have 10 agents or more. And that is when each agent gets a quarter cap. So they're paying $4,000 cap. So that's for you big mega teams or high producing teams. It's a great option. If you're in multiple locations, eXp can offer a great cap for you in multiple locations. We used to have some requirements if you had an office that was 100 miles away or greater. Now they don't have that anymore, and I absolutely love it. And if you're a team, this is going to play right into your wheelhouse with bucket number 3, which is the tech, education, and support, because they just announced that we are getting Follow-Up Boss partnership, which means that we get 25%. If you're a team, you get 25% off your Follow-Up Boss monthly fee. That is a great benefit. Also, we get CRM of choice. So you get the choice of Bold Trails, Close, or Lofty, which used to be called Chime. Choice of one of 3 CRMs. You get SysU, you get SkySlope, you get Canva. So many great training tools, so many great tech tools, so many great things to put in our arsenal. So if you want to make social media posts, say you get a listing, the marketing hub kicks in, it automatically creates pre-built templates for you. If you're using the CRM, you can boost your listings, you can generate leads. It's endless. The thing I think is most important as far as the training goes is that eXp offers a training path for different agent types. So if you're a new agent, you have a training path. If you're a capping solo agent, you have your own training path. If you're an aspiring team leader, you're a team lead, you have your own training path. If you're a brokerage, training path. If you're just a recruiter, training path. Guys, there is no other brokerage on the planet that offers training paths for agents. We have nowhere to look. We have nowhere to go. eXp answers all of that stuff, which leads me into bucket number 4, which is eXp is a meritocracy. I absolutely love this bucket. And if you want to talk more about eXp and have a one-to-one call where we sit down and go over everything and see if eXp is a good fit, go ahead and book on my calendar link right here or right here, wherever they put it. And we'll sit down, we'll have a conversation. You can text or email me as well. We talk about being a meritocracy. What does a meritocracy mean? It means we have a North Star, and that North Star is simply production. That's it, production. All of these other great things are fantastic, but it wouldn't happen if we weren't selling real estate. We are the #1 most productive real estate brokerage in the United States. If you were to take all top 16 or top 250 teams, we would be the 6th largest brokerage in the country. And I love the fact that we know exactly where we're going. We know exactly where we're at. And every quarter we have a meeting for the top 250 team leads, the top 50 solo agents, and the top recruiters in the country. We meet once a quarter in a physical location, and we bring in a guest speaker. We do great masterminds, and it's a great way to keep us all networking together. It keeps us all moving in the same direction together. It keeps us collaborating together, and we're there to share and learn together. I am telling you, the conversations and the relationships that I have built just being part of these groups has been phenomenal. When I moved my business to eXp, I heard the same noise everyone else heard. You need a physical office. That company's gonna go bankrupt. It's a multi-level marketing company, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't until I sat down and actually had privy view to the back-end systems and understood like what eXp was doing, did I really feel like I had somebody that was walking beside me and they were gonna give me a runway where we could explode our growth, which is exactly what happened. The first year we came here, we multiplied our business by 5x. The second year, we doubled that again. So from the minute we started to 2 years, we had 10x'd our business, and that is unheard of in the real estate industry. You always see a slight boost because you learn something new. However, I'll just challenge you with this. If you're doing the same thing and consistently getting the same result, then what's saying that what you're gonna do is different? If you're in a traditional brokerage and you move to another traditional brokerage, or you're a franchise, so say you're Keller Williams moving to Century, Century to KW, KW to Remax, Remax to KW, Remax to Berkshire, Berkshire to Better Homes and Gardens, like the list goes on. All of these brokerages are gonna give you the exact same result. eXp is different. eXp is, we have, the proof is in the pudding. Success leaves clues. I can keep going on. People are like, well, the reason that a big team would go there is because there's a lot of benefits in it for a big team. Yeah, it's called an accelerated path for high level production. And this is why the top teams in the country come here. If you actually looked at sales per agent, being the biggest brokerage, we also shouldn't have the highest sales per agent. If you look at sales per agent, like LPT, Real, and the other cloud models, they're all in that like 1 to 2 range. eXp, we're at about the 6 per agent range. Why are we triple the volume? So you can always look at, when people say like, what's the next move for brokerages? Like who's gonna merge? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do that? It's very simple. You look at the sales per agent and then the agent count. So in production levels. So if you were to look at the brackets realistically, and I'm just saying like this would make the most sense, is you look at LPT and Fathom. Fathom just launched a revenue share model. They have almost the exact same amount of agent count as LPT, the same amount of production per agent as LPT. So my best guess is that you're probably going to see a merger or a buyout of LPT and Fathom coming together in the near future. I don't care what anyone says. Everyone tries to position LPT like, oh, they have this aperture division and this and that. eXp has the eXp luxury. It's in the luxury world, it is what it is. But when you just bring in the regular traditional model, LPT is a flat fee brokerage. 90+% of their agents are on the flat fee model. So it drives me nuts when people try to say like, oh, we're just like eXp, but, and there's a big but. There's no other brokerage out there like eXp. When you look at total revenue share paid and then revenue share paid per agent, eXp paid average per agent is significantly greater than all of the other brokerages, and it's not even a comparison to even compare against. When you look at Real Broker, they paid like 40-something million in 2024. eXp was almost 200 million. LPT was like, I don't even know, it's like under 10 million. So when you look at revenue share per agent, LPT was like 500, Real Broker was like 1,400, eXp was almost 2,000. So, I always say numbers, people lie, numbers scream. And that's just the facts. You just look at the facts. That's all you can do, right? So I'm not here to downplay any of those people. I'm just saying if you're out here doing your own research and your own investigation, let's talk about reality. Let's talk about what is what, because everybody can put all these numbers out there and say, this is what you're getting. We have the highest revenue share. Well, what are they really paying out? If you look at like Real Brokers numbers and what they actually say in the fine print, it's like we pay out 40% of our revenue share model. So yes, it looks all great and fine and dandy up front, but it's really a 40% of that number payout. So when you look at eXp, we used to have a big number that looked better than what it was. We only paid out at 50%. So then the SEC was like, look, you can't advertise that. And it's like, well, because you're basically displaying one number, but it says 50% behind, like down in the fine print. So it needs to show 50% of that number. totally makes sense. So you don't want to get hoodwinked, right? So moving into number 5 is that we're a global one brokerage system. We are a cloud model, a true cloud model. And that means that you can take the exact same system and put it in another country, flip the switch on, and it just grows fast, right? It's the exact same thing over and over and over, and you're on rinse and repeat. Do the financial models look different? Yes, because the currency exchange is different. We are competitive in every market based on the competing brokerages. So will there be better models with better financial abilities in one country versus another? That could be a fact. The reality is and can you sell real estate in another country? Yes, you can. Will it count towards your US cap? Yes, it will. Now, here's the thing. If you're an agent and you're like, you can recruit in those other agents or those other brokerages as well. So the reason that this is important is because it gives us a huge opportunity for referrals worldwide. It gives us a huge opportunity for agent attraction worldwide. And also, if you're a commercial agent or a land and ranch agent or luxury agent and you've made it this far, we have lots of great programs for lead generation systems. And if you are working in a unique niche, guess what? In your marketplace, and you're the only person doing that, so you're the only commercial agent at eXp, guess who every residential agent's going to call to give you their leads? The one and only eXp commercial agent. If you're a land and ranch agent and you're in a market that isn't heavily focused on land and ranch, guess who they're all going to call to sell their land and ranch? They're going to call you. So these niche markets have a massive advantage. And even as a residential agent, I give out so many crazy referrals. And if I was a brand new agent starting from scratch today, I would be heavily interested in eXp Realty. Even though it is cloud-based, you get assigned a mentor directly in your market. So if you are a team lead, that's another good benefit if you're recruiting agents, is you have a great big pool of agents to recruit from. And yes, you can recruit agents here at eXp. And if you're actually going to join a team, a question I consistently get is like, hey, I'm going to join this team. Can I still choose you as my sponsor? And the answer is absolutely yes. So if you want to get a hold of me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or even schedule a Zoom call on my link right here. And until next time, we'll catch you later.